Beneath the baked sands of Egypt, 5 of pop culture's most unpredictable figures are elbow-deep in tomb dust, fighting over a 30-year-old amulet and every hidden trap it guards. Spider-Man's trying to keep the peace with sticky webs while the Joker swaps hieroglyphs with prank grenades. Harley Quinn giggles as she lifts priceless relics. Catwoman slips into shadows to steal the spotlight, and Venom just wants to eat the sarcophagus. Expect slapstick tomb traps, lightning-fast betrayals, and impossible alliances that flip faster than a mummy's bandage. Stay for the laugh-out-loud fights, clever relic reveals, and the one surprise twist that makes even ancient curses rethink their life choices. Pyramid Pandemonium. Spider-Man, the Joker, Harley Quinn, Catwoman, and Venom dig up trouble. Pyramids were constructed as monumental tombs for elite burials, and their interiors routinely contain chambers filled with sarcophagi, hieroglyphic reliefs, and grave goods like amulets, jewelry, and symbolic scarabs. Archaeologists working on such sites rely on fine tools, trowels, brushes, sieves, and meticulous recording of stratigraphic layers to preserve context. Plaster jackets are used to stabilize fragile objects before removal. Reliefs often depict deities such as Osiris or Anubis and cartouches that encircle royal names. Pottery fragments and linen wrappings can reveal daily practices and funerary rites. Specialists catalog every find, photograph in situ, and label crates to prevent loss of provenance. Because once context is disturbed, much of the information is gone. At the excavation grid's northern quadrant, a scene that violated every textbook unfolded. Canvas tents strained in the sun while crates stamped fragile teetered on wooden pallets. Spider-Man, in a surprisingly careful mood, anchored a web line to a column and lowered himself to cradle a painted sarcophagus lid, the lacquer still gleaming with depictions of offering scenes. He worked like a conservation tech with 8 hands, gentle and precise. Nearby, Harley Quinn swung a pickaxe like a percussion instrument and laughed every time a shard flew. She pocketed a small gilt scarab with theatrical flourish. Catwoman slithered along the trench lip, silent as sand, fingers tracing glyphs before plucking a necklace from an open box and slipping it into her satchel. Venom loomed over a linen-wrapped bundle, breathing a wet chuckle that made the surrounding sand hiss, and reached for the bundle with a strength that made the tent poles creak. Chaos wedged itself into the careful choreography of the dig. Joker, delighted by anachronism, had wired a gag of his own, squibbing confetti cannons hidden among the pottery sherds and a mechanized jack-in-the-box that played a discordant circus tune whenever someone lifted a corbel stone. He detonated one with a flourish and a cackle, sending conservators diving while a plume of ancient dust puffed like a ghost. Spider-Man yelped as a plaster jacket began to tilt. He webbed it to a nearby stela, improvising a sling while muttering about proper lift plans. Short pause. Harley, grinning, traded a wink for a shove and the sling snapped. A canopic jar clinked but did not break. Catwoman's betrayal was surgical. She picked the Joker's pocket clean of his detonator while pretending to admire his paint-smeared gloves. Venom, offended by the commotion, snarled and expanded a tendril that swallowed a handful of sand, only to cough and discover the taste was not to his liking. A chase through a narrow hypostyle hall followed, sudden and ridiculous. Spider-Man vaulted over a collapsed offering table and swung along a lintel, his webbing snagging a fresco depicting a pharaoh and a flock of stylized birds. Joker somersaulted with manic grace, tossing trick sprays and exploding rubber snakes that were more nuisance than threat. Harley took the stairs 2 at a time, squealing joyously and skimming past a row of painted panels that depicted a scene of judgment. She pocketed a small amulet shaped like a miniature shin ring as she ran. Catwoman used her whip to loop a column and propel herself, landing with the poise of someone who had stolen far more difficult things than ancient jewelry. Venom's pursuit was less elegant but terrifyingly effective. He barreled through sandbags and toppled a support beam, exposing a niche with a gilded mask that threw back a ridiculous glint in the sunlight. Betrayal arrived with the subtlety of a sandstorm. Harley, having promised allegiance to Joker for a slice of the chaos, traded that promise for a cleaner hull when she noticed Catwoman's satchel bulging with a particularly ornate collar. Short sentence. Catwoman, pragmatic and amused, agreed on the split only if she could save the collar and leave Joker with a crate full of painted Ushabti figures. Spider-Man tried to broker an ethical solution, art back to science, treasure to museums, but negotiating with thieves and supervillains is a game with few rules. In the final tug, Venom decided the symbiote wanted the Scarab more than it wanted to play politics. It swallowed the little beetle into living shadow and crooned like a child with a new toy. The site manager could only shake his head as a perfectly cataloged context dissolved into myth-making. The plaster jackets lay abandoned, and the only intact record was a hurried series of photographs taken by a volunteer who liked taking pictures of weird things. When the dust finally settled, the pyramid smelled faintly of gasoline, old laughter, and ozone. Spider-Man had secured a few artifacts in a hastily improvised net and lectured everyone on conservation as if they were interns. Joker applauded, because of course he found moralizing amusing, and Harley blew a kiss at both of them before slipping into a shadow with a crown of beads. Catwoman picked her moment and departed lighter by a few choice pieces, her silhouette a graceful comma against the sandstone. Venom loped off with a new trinket lodged somewhere between appetite and obsession. Only one truth remained clean and simple. The careful science of archaeology had been upended by greed, giggles, and gravity, and the pyramid would keep its secrets a little longer, because even in pandemonium, stone is patient. Direct summary. Spider-Man's web-slinging acrobatics, Joker's chaotic traps, Harley Quinn's gleeful larceny, Catwoman's sly betrayals, and Venom's hungry interruptions turned an archaeological dig in ancient Egypt into a slapstick clash of itching greed, collapsing tombs, and reluctant teamwork. You watch them fight over a golden scarab, steal each other's spoils, double-cross, and then somehow pull together at the last second to escape a collapsing pyramid, and you laugh the whole time. If this finale left you grinning, tap like, subscribe, and drop a comment telling us who should lead the next disaster dig, or which cursed relic they should fight over. Next episode. Same dysfunctional crew, new ruins. Think Atlantis, lost temples, and even Messier betrayals. Stay tuned, keep your webs untangled, and remember, never leave a priceless artifact within Venom's reach.